Okay, so I did what started as window shopping and decided that we should actually get a framework. My only hesitation with like getting a new computer is that I'm like, girl, you should have enough computers to be able to like do things. You should be fine. But since putting NixOS on my T480, it reminded me why I upgraded from the T480, because my CPU on that thing is so slow. Like we're talking, I can just be typing in any application and it's like, it takes almost a full second to get any keys going. So it's a little too slow. So let's take a little look at the framework laptops, because I was super impressed with the build quality of these, as I mentioned before in my little video with Omarchy. Listen, I live in a monarchy, so I see Omarchy and I think that it's Omarchy, not Omarchy. Okay. Anyway, yeah, let's jump into some computers. We'll do some window shopping. We'll do some shopping together for those of you who may not be ready to jump the gun on an actual purchase. For those who are not familiar with Framework, this is a company that's aiming to make more configurable, extendable hardware. So this is both through desktops and laptops. And they're trying to make it so that it's kind of more repairable, more modular, so that you can actually swap things out. And this will hopefully increase the longevity and lifespan of your computers, therefore allowing us to also have a better environmental impact. So, you know, your girl's way into that. I'm always trying to revamp or breathe life into more old hardware. So I think that this will be a really good fit. So I'm going to look at the 13-inch because this is the one that I tried. Also, I already have a 16-inch laptop and it's really heavy when I travel. So ideally, it would be great to be able to bring along a laptop that's lighter than my current laptop, and I know that the 13 will fit that bill. So we can take a look at their little 13 options here. So the pre-built is kind of, I think, more so for, you know, if you're just going to be using Windows and you don't want to really have to think too much about your configuration. But let's overcomplicate this. I did look it up, and apparently the Ryzen chips have like better performance, but slightly like not as good battery life and rendering. Like I think there's like integrated graphics for the Intel CPUs, but I'm gonna go with the mid-tier Ryzen. I think this is gonna be just fine. In my experience, I don't tend to like to do a crazy powerful CPU on laptops because it does eat away at the battery life, and I don't need that. Like I'm not out here rendering 3D models and stuff like that, okay? I'm just not. But I'm not gonna go all the way down to the base AI5 only because I do want like longevity in this thing. So we're hitting the middle ground here. Now for display, I probably want to do the upgraded display that has a higher refresh rate because I think that's what I'm used to, and I don't want to sacrifice on my comforts that I've come to enjoy. That is my main reason for it. I do think that I'll enjoy having a higher resolution display, so I'm okay with this little upgrade. We'll try that one out and see how it goes, because I did the matte display though at the tower and it was totally fine. So I think this is more so just a personal preference kind of thing. But yeah, it's been a while since I've used any kind of display with a 60 hertz refresh rate, and it might drive me insane. So I think that's the call here. I saw some people going ham on the memory. Like I've seen multiple builds that are doing 96 gigabytes of memory. Bro, what are you doing that requires 96 gigs of RAM? I think I'm good with like 32. I'm gonna get one memory card at 32 gigs instead of two at 16, because that way at least I can always download more RAM, you know? I can always add in some extra RAM there, and I already have only one slot taken up instead of both slots. So I'm gonna go with that one, I think. I mean, I could see how some people might need like 64. Like I'm not a girl. I do not need tabs open. I usually have max like 8 tabs open, and that's when I'm feeling crazy. Most of the time it's like 3. So I'm not really doing too much. Most of my applications are like terminal based. The most like memory intensive thing that I probably do on my computer is video editing. And even then it's like not that bad. I find that ends up using like more CPU than anything. And usually that's just while it's rendering the export. So even then, I don't know. I think this will be fine. I don't think I've ever come close to like exceeding 32 gigs. Dude, I literally have 16 gigs on my stream PC and I haven't had any issues with it. So I think we're good on that. I do think storage wise, I'm just a bit of a minimalist here. I think I currently have 2 terabytes of storage on my desktop, but on my laptop, I've only got 1 terabyte, and I'm fine with that. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to keep a lean machine, you know, because I should be having external backups and stuff anyway. So I don't want to get too married to trying to keep everything on my machine at all times. I would rather have external drives to back it up, or in an ideal world where I'm less chaotic than I currently am, having a NAS, like network attached storage, that would be ideal, but you know, can't win them all. I don't really know the differences between these ones, but it seems like maybe this 851 is fancier, so I think I'm gonna go for either the 1 or the 2 terabyte on this one. I'm not 100% sure yet. I might just do the 1 terabyte, and I'm gonna bring my own OS. And then for customization, I saw the translucent purple in person. Oh, it doesn't even let you preview it. I think the translucent purple looks dope. The translucent black also looks dope, but I'm a silver girl through and through. So I think the translucent is gonna be my fave. The other colors that I really like, translucent green. I love the translucent. Bring back translucent electronics, okay? If the 2000s are coming back, I need that to come back with it. I will say, I think the green and lavender bezels are my favorite colors. And I'm not sure between the two, honestly. I like both of them a lot. I think I'd have to maybe see the colors in person to make a concrete decision. But because so much of my aesthetic is purple, and this is like a Bash Bunny computer, I might just go with the purple. I love purple and green as a combo. It's great. Okay, one thing that I was thinking would be kind of sick is they've got this clear ANSI keyboard, and I think that that would be dope. I think we're doubling down on the translucent stuff. So I think I'm gonna ask them for the clear ANSI keyboard, and it's gonna look absolutely sick. And it's going to force me to get better at touch typing. It'll be great. Of course, I'm going to need a power adapter. And then I think for the expansion cards, I'm going to get mostly USB-Cs, maybe like 3 of them. I believe there's 4 ports that you can fill up on this thing. I'll probably get them all translucent because I'm maximizing translucent options. I'm gonna get 3 of the USB-Cs and then probably 1 USB-A in case I want to use a YubiKey that's USB-A. Gotta do an HDMI because I'll probably be using this with an external monitor when I'm at my setup. And then Ethernet, yes, in case I want to use it either for streaming or if I don't have a reliable Wi-Fi. Internet's hard, okay? Sometimes I like having a hardwired connection, so an Ethernet port would be nice. And then probably an SD slot as well, because I do use an SD card when I record videos on my camera. And then maybe one of these storage expansion slots, because that is sick and I can easily plug that into a different machine if I need to. And I'm just very intrigued by this option, so I really want to try it. I think the only thing that would be worthwhile to have on there probably is like a 1 terabyte. I don't know what I would use 250 gigs for. Dude, this would be sick for games, actually. Picture this. It's the year of Linux. You're gaming on a Linux machine, and then you have these little storage expansion cards, and this is where you put all your games. And so when you're in gaming mode, you got it, but then you don't have the temptation if you're going to the library or something or whatever, you don't have it with you. You don't have the temptation to play games because you cannot. Maybe. I think I might be cooking on that one. We'll see. But I think that is what we're gonna go for. And I should be receiving this computer from Framework. They are gifting it to me, which is very nice of them. They've been really cool. They reached out before, and then I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna see if my T480 is gonna work, and it does not. So Framework will be gifting me this laptop so I can give you guys the full review on what I think. Whether it's gifted or not, that will not sway the opinions that I'm sharing with you in the videos, but it will allow me to have a direct line of communication with the company. So that means that I'm able to give very effective feedback on the product and have a direct line with them on that. So if you guys also have some thoughts on Framework as a company, if you're looking forward to what they're doing, or you do have feedback on their things, definitely feel free to let me know and I can pass that along to the company. They have been very active and engaged in wanting to keep improving, and I think they've got a ton of potential, so I'm really excited to see where they go with it. Let me know what colors you would choose for your bezel and your own little customizations, because everyone's got their own different style, and I would love to know your guys' choices as well. All right, I'll give you guys another update when I receive the computer. So I have officially received my laptop from her Framework. I've of course been getting it all set up with NixOS and Doom Emacs. Slowly but surely, we'll do some coding streams soon. I will be back with the live streams on a regular schedule very soon. But as an update on all of the Framework goodness, I did end up getting sent a few different bezel color options because my top choice for translucent was not available. They keep selling out of that. I did end up getting the translucent keycaps. These are the other colors that I wanted if it wasn't for the transparent. So it looks like They did manage to snag one of the green transparent bezels for me, but I also really like this green color. I have the purple bezel as well that is actually on my laptop right now. I really like how it looks with the clear keycaps. I think those were a really good choice. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of liking the look of a solid color with the clear keycaps. Thank you so much, Framework, for sending me a computer and all of the bits and bobs. You will start to see some Framework mentions on the regular, as that will be my new primary coding computer, as I'm also changing my stream setup to be a dual PC setup, which I've never had, which hopefully will give you more stable audio. You know how it is, okay? Linux user through and through, audio never works. I'm always desynced, but we're trying to fix that in 2026. That's it from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to support my channel and everything I'm doing on YouTube. Otherwise, I hope you also have a lovely day. Bye!